So at this point, we are less than 2 weeks from launch for Amazon Games' new MMORPG, New World. And the last time there was a delay, it was pretty soon after the closed beta ended, so chances are pretty good this is actually coming out on time. On time being a bit tongue-in-cheek. But anyways, here we are. However, many wonder if the game is really ready to ship, or has it not cooked long enough and just doomed to fail. That's what I'm going over today, and in the future I'm going to be pushing out a bunch of guides and builds to go along with this game. So if that interests you, please consider subscribing, it would mean the world to me. Alright. Read any sort of forum post about New World and it might seem like a complete war zone in the comments section. Some people saying they love the betas and can't wait for launch, and the other side saying it's got nothing to offer and will be dead on arrival. I wouldn't blame anyone who hasn't played it for reading all that and just not knowing what to think at all. So my goal for this video, I'm trying to take an honest look at New World and how I view it going into launch. Some things it has going for it and some things it needs to work on. While I am admittedly biased towards the game, I don't think it's perfect by any stretch. Also, I am not someone that stops listening to people because they don't like it, even though I might disagree with them. If anything, I listen more. I find a lot of value in trying to understand a different point of view. So if there's anything you disagree with, please consider leaving a comment below. So first up, I want to discuss bugs and exploits in the game. Now, I'm sure there are probably some I'm not aware of and some nobody is aware of. Worst one I heard about, and I haven't really seen this confirmed, but I heard about a gold duping exploit. Now, that's pretty rough, but stuff like that generally gets squashed pretty quickly, so I don't really see it being a lasting issue. Now, from closed beta to open beta, a lot of the issues were fixed. The insane town board leveling has been corrected for the most part. PvP scaling has been tweaked. Whether you agree with that or not is a whole separate discussion in itself, but some people think it was an issue before, which is why I bring it up. Life staff healing has been reduced in its effectiveness. The life staff being paired with the heavy armor is just not as strong as it once was. People argued so much with me about this one, which blows my mind. But when you're in a war that has a team require 42 of its 50 players to use a specific build with the Great Axe life staff, it's pretty indicative of an imbalance in the game. Obviously, that imbalance is to include the Great Axe and not just the life staff. The Great Axe is still very, very strong. But weapon imbalances are going to be something that will always persist in these types of games, and with them adding more weapons to the game, whenever that takes place, any sort of imbalance will just be much harder to achieve. But these types of issues are part of the never-ending development of an MMO, and I don't see them prevalent enough to warrant any sort of delay. Thank God, because we haven't had enough of those. A better argument against this game is a lack of content. Pretty much the sole reason for its pushback from a release around this time last year till now, a lack of content in an MMO is a horrible thing to have, or lack, I guess, would be more accurate. But from the preview that took place in the late summer of 2020 to the closed beta a couple months back, the amount of content they managed to stuff in this game, I feel, is objectively impressive. Now, you still may not like what they added, how it works, or any of that stuff, but I feel like they managed to do quite a lot in a year. Now, obviously, the base systems of the game were already in place, so it allowed for them to focus solely on the mid and end game content, as it was so desperately needed. But they did pull it off. Now, in my opinion, where we are right now, just kind of at a point where the tweaks they're doing can be done with a live player base. In fact, it may be better to do it that way. They will be able to take in more data and respond to the feedback they have received in real time. They have shown that they are willing to listen to the community when they delayed last year. Hopefully they keep doing that. It's always a shame when the developer gets tunnel visioned on just what the developer wants. The question that remains to me, once the game releases and some of the resources are going to be spent maintaining and fixing systems in place, are they going to be able to consistently add content to keep this game interesting? For me, if they can do that, then I for sure will be here for the long haul. But if after a year we are pretty much looking at this same game, I can see it dying off pretty fast. I hope that's not the case. I never want a game to fail, and we are long overdue for a new MMO in this traditional style, I guess you could say. I know for me, this game is the best chance to fill that void. Now, I'm going to be playing a ton of this when it launches, and so if that is something you like, consider stopping by my Twitch channel. The link is in the description below. Again, all that YouTube business of liking, commenting, and subscribing is a massive help as well. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.